Hello, welcome to your eighth HTML tutorial. In this tutorial, we will be covering HTML headings and HTML formatting. Okay, I just had some lunch. I'm feeling quite energized and I'm ready to go. So let's get on with it. Okay, what are HTML headings? HTML headings are usually placed above paragraphs to simply let the user know what the paragraph is about. Okay, so let's start out with our first heading, which is the H1. Okay, headings are placed within headings are represented by H1 H tags. So we have H1 all the way up to H6. H1 being the largest HTML heading element. Okay, so we can say this is the H1 heading tag. Okay, let's save this and preview this in our browser. Okay, as you can see here, this is the H1 heading tag. Now below the H1, normally you would have some paragraph text, right? So within paragraph tags, we're going to put here, okay, this is the paragraph below the H1 heading tag. Okay, let's save this and let's preview this in the browser. Okay, as you can see here, this is the heading, right, which tells the users what the paragraph below here is all about. Now at this moment it's looking quite ugly. However, we can use CSS to style this, which we will be doing later on in further tutorials. Okay, let's go on to the H2 heading tag. H2 heading tag, and within this we're gonna say this is the H2 heading tag. Let's Control S to save this and let's preview this in the browser. As you can see here, the H2 heading tag is much smaller. It's smaller than the H1 heading tag. Okay, it's actually a subheading. Okay, now let's go below the H2 and let's put some paragraph text. Okay, within paragraph tags, we're gonna put this is some txt below the H2 heading tag. Okay, let's Control S and let's preview this in the browser. As you can see here, this is some text below the H2 heading tag, and we could go on and on all the way up to H3. The higher we go in the tags from H1 to, we could go all the way up to H6. The higher we go, the smaller the heading becomes. Okay, now let's look at a practical application of this. Let's do a search in Google. Let's say web developer or web development. Okay, let's go on to Wikipedia. As you can see here, this web developer heading right here is placed within H1 tag. So this is the H1 tag right here, and it has web developer within it, and it lets the users know what the paragraph below it here is all about. And as we go lower, we may find smaller heading tags. Okay, and these may be this may be H2, H3, and H4 as we go lower and lower. Okay, so that's basically the practical use of heading tags. Okay, now let's go on to formatting. Okay, now let's start out with the bold. To make some text bold, we use the B tag, right? B, open B, close B. Okay, let's save this, right? And let's go back to this localhost first website, right? As you can see here, the is right here is bold. Okay, now we can also use the strong, which is recommended in place of the bold. We use strong, right? Open strong, strong, close strong. Okay, now this is going to make the paragraph text here bold. So let's go to it, refresh. As you can see here, the paragraph bold. The paragraph here is bold. Now it's recommended to use the strong instead of the B tags. Okay, there is also emphasis, right, which is EM. Okay, to emphasize some text /EM. Let's save it. Let's go over to our browser. Okay, as you can see here, this text is emphasized. It's kind of italics. We can also use italic as well. All right, /I, Control S to save. Go over to the browser, and as we can see here, right, the heading is in italic as well. Okay, now there are other formatting tags we can use, such as let's say strike through. You want to strike a line through some text, we use DEL. All right, open DEL, close DEL. Okay, Control S. As you can see here, a line is struck through this text here. There's also subscript and superscript. Now, subscript is used. A subscript will a string of text that is placed within subscript tags, right, will normally be placed lower at a lower level below the normal line of text. Let me just represent this here. For example, H2O, right? So you have some paragraph tags, right? Paragraph tags, and within this paragraph tags, you have the text H2O, right? Now, normally this is not how it's written. Normally the 2 is below the H and the O. So to do this, we simply use subscript, SUB, right? SUB /SUB, right? And we save this. Let's preview it. As you can see here, the 2 is placed below the H and the O. This is how the chemists usually show the H2O. Okay. Now also let's do the superscript as well. Okay. For example, squared. You wanna show 2 squared. 2 squared we know is 4, but we want to show it. We go 2 2. Now normally you see as we show it here, let's preview it in the browser. Okay, we have 2 2. That it does not look like 2 squared. Okay, so if we use a superscript now, SU, right? SUP, close SUP, right? And we preview this in the browser now. As you can see, it looks like 2 squared mathematically. Okay, so that's superscript and that's subscript. Okay, so that's basically it for this tutorial. HTML headings and HTML formatting. Okay, so make sure you do subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.